Welcome to the February 2026 market update. This is usually the time of year when the question starts popping up again. What is happening and what do we think is going to happen the rest of this year? And here's the real answer for Orange County. The market is moving, but it is acting much more intentional than past years. Buyers are very active, but they're slowing things way down. They're comparing homes, they are watching interest rates, and they're making sure the decision really makes sense before actually committing. And speaking of interest rates, this is a very important component of this market update. The average 30-year fixed interest rate right now is 6%. In the last 3 years, we've only seen rates dip down to this level a total of 3 times. And in each of these times, we've only dipped down into that level for a few days before moving back up into higher interest rates. But here's an important distinction. This time, we've been hovering in the same zone for about a month now. So the question becomes, is this just a moment of time like the predecessors of the 3 times we talked about, or is this now a new direction? Interest rates are stabilizing and improving. Because if this isn't temporary, and this is where rates are stabilizing, that consistency could really influence buyer behavior. We're already seeing buyer sentiment improve. When rates feel predictable, even if they're not dramatically lower, buyers feel more confident making decisions. And that certainty creates movement. And if this level holds, we could see activity continue to build. Not in a frenzy, but in a steady, positive shift. Now looking at pricing. Prices across Orange County have remained relatively steady. The average home value is sitting about just a little over $1.1 million. And pricing overall hasn't shifted much from this time last year. We're not seeing big spikes. And good news, we're not seeing major drops either. That is the sign of a market finding balance. What has changed is the pace. Homes are taking a little bit longer to sell, with properties now averaging around 55 days on the market. That extra time means buyers feel more confident asking questions, negotiating terms, and choosing the right home instead of rushing to the first option available. We're also seeing more homes come on the market compared to the end of last year. Not a flood, mind you, but enough to give buyers more options. And when buyers have options, sellers need to think beyond just how a home looks. Pricing strategy, timing, flexibility with terms, and how your home shows up online, all of that matters way more right now. For sellers, this market is not about chasing the highest number. It's about meeting the market where it is, having a clear plan from the start, and being open to smart conversations. Homes that do this are still moving. For buyers, this is one of the more balanced environments we've seen in a while. There's less pressure, more room to explore, and more opportunity to find the right fit. And as always in Orange County, every price and neighborhood tells a different story. That's why understanding what's happening in your specific area really matters. If you have any questions about the market or what any of this means to you, make sure you're talking to someone you can trust. And as always, we're here if you need us. See you on the next update.